Hey there, it's Kathy from Software Solutions. I do hope you're enjoying the videos. Power BI Level 1, transforming and getting data, particularly using Power Query. We, in the last video, looked at some of the date functions and some of the duration functions, which saved us writing a lot of complicated formulas, which we would normally have to do in Excel. I want to now look at how you create your own columns. Maybe there are some formulas or some calculations, some custom columns that you want to create yourself in addition to the raw data that you've pulled into Power BI. Let's start by going to the sales 2019 to 2021 query. I want to add a column that is going to be a calculation, but I might first of all actually create a query that references this. So I'm going to right click and I'm going to go reference. It creates a new query that I will then press F2 and rename total sales. So this query is based on the sales 2019 to 2020 query. So whatever happens to sales 2019 to 2021 will then flow through to total sales, but then total sales will take it that little bit further in a certain direction, and that is to do some calculations. First thing I want to do is I want to create what they call a custom column. And the custom column I'm wanting to create is a column called total sales, which adds these three together and tells me that total in a new column. So we want to add a column. It's going to be a custom column. And in this window, we give that custom column a name, total sales. And in here, we do a formula. So I'm wanting to grab this column, so I double click it, and I want to add it, so plus, to this column, so I double click it, and I want to add that to this column, so I double click it. So I'm basically creating a formula really easy, and this tells me that no errors were detected, creating a formula in Power Query that adds those three columns together. So when I go OK, I've literally created a custom column called total sales, which will always add those three columns together. Okay, I want to add another custom column. This one's to go into the DIM employees query. Now, all of these employees work for a company called Northwind. So I want to show that in my data because it'll be used by my reports. So I'm going to go custom column, and I'm going to call this just company name. And what I can do after the equals is just simply put a text entry inside of double quotes. I'll just type Northwind. And when it's text, it's sort of got that burgundy color about it. So this is just saying I need to see the text Northwind in a column called company name against every employee record. And so I'll go okay. This will naturally go to the end. I can then go to transform, and I can move to the beginning and then drag that maybe to the right of Tyler Courtesy and pop it there. So that's their company name. Now, actually I'll put it to the right of title, so I'll move it into there. The next one I want to do, the next custom column I want to do, is actually in the orders 1997 to 2000 query. And so I'm going to refresh, only because I like to, if it asks me to refresh. I'm going to add a column. It's a custom column. I want to give that column a name, and the name I want to give it is unit price. And I'll put it in capitals only because all the other fields in this table are in capitals. Now the unit price, I don't have a price for each product. I actually have a net sales and I have the number of units. So if I divide the net sales by the number of units, I'll basically get an average unit price. So I'm going to go net sales, so I can scroll down here and choose net, just double click it. But if you don't want to use this because maybe the list is too long, you can actually just type square bracket and it will bring up a list of all the fields or columns that are in that table. I can arrow down to net and press tab, or I can double click net. I'll just press tab. It's the net divided, which is the slash, square bracket, and divide that by the quantity or the units. So I arrow down to units, press tab, and there's my formula, one field divided by another field. So simple arithmetic is definitely an option and okay. And it does it on a row by row basis. So now I have a column called unit price. I'd like to change the data type because at the moment it's ABC123, which basically means anything can sit in that column, which is not really the case. So I'm going to change this actually to a fixed decimal number, which is sort of currency. And so that gives me the unit price. I'm going to save my Power BI file. And so those are our custom columns, and I'll apply that. Use custom columns on the ad, use custom columns to create any columns of just standard text or any sort of formulas, plus, minus, times, divide, that you want to apply on a row by row basis. Come back for the next video.